From 2010 to 2013, Red Bull Racing was the dominant force in Formula One, winning 4 consecutive drivers' and constructors' world titles. The man behind their success is team principal Christian Horner. The 40-year-old Englishman started his motorsport career as a driver before switching to team management in the Formula 3000 and GP2 series. At the end of 2004, he was approached by Red Bull's owner, Dietrich Mateschitz.
Well, obviously, I mean, it was a tremendous opportunity for me. I was 31 years of age, and you know, it was a big step from the championships that I've been operating in, but the fundamentals remain the same. And the great thing that appealed to me was the desire and determination that Dietrich Mateschitz had. You know, he had previously been involved in Formula One as a sponsor, as a shareholder, but now as an entrant with his own team. His vision was clear. He wasn't there just to take part. The objective was, you know, to compete for wins and championships.
Red Bull bought what had been Jaguar Racing, a perennial underachiever within Formula One's ranks.
There were pockets of real strength within the team, which I spent the first 6 months looking at and trying to weigh up where the issues were. And what it really lacked was technical direction. So it was a question of, you know, who's the best technical brain in the business? And obviously that was Adrian Newey. I've been a fan of his, you know, from growing up, you know, watching his cars that Nigel Mansell had driven and Damon Hill and so on. And so, you know, I engaged in discussion with Adrian and then managed to persuade him to join us, which was a massive thing for the company.
Horner also recruited David Coulthard, whose vast experience as a top-level driver proved invaluable as the team sought to develop a car with race-winning potential. 2009 proved to be a watershed year for Red Bull Racing. Major regulation changes for that season allowed Horner and Newey to fully exploit their design and management capabilities. It was also the year that a 21-year-old Sebastian Vettel joined the team. The German driver achieved Red Bull's first ever race victory at that season's Chinese Grand Prix and finished runner-up in the championship. The following year, he won the first of 4 drivers' titles.
None of us, at the point of entering into that agreement with Sebastian, were, I think, totally sure of what he would be capable of achieving. We knew he was very quick, we knew he was dedicated and had tremendous stability. But what he's gone on to achieve, you know, with 4 consecutive world championships, you know, all the race victories and pole positions that he's achieved is quite phenomenal. And, you know, for somebody at such a young age, it's been a tremendous journey. And, you know, he's grown together with the team.
Despite enjoying incredible success on the track, there was a less than harmonious partnership between Vettel and the team's other driver, Mark Webber. A low point occurred in 2010 when they collided whilst placed first and second at the Turkish Grand Prix, and their fractious relationship continued until Webber retired from Formula One at the end of last season.
Well, sometimes in sport you get dynamics that are somewhat explosive or confrontational, and you know, Mark Webber and Sebastian Vettel didn't enjoy the best relationship. They were 2 incredibly fast racing drivers, so for the team, a great situation to have 2 guys pushing each other. Of course, there were heated moments, but by and large, you know, it was an incredibly successful partnership that netted 4 Constructors' World Championships.
Webber's replacement, Daniel Ricciardo, has enjoyed an outstanding season with Red Bull Racing after being promoted from the company's junior team, Toro Rosso. The 25-year-old Australian is the only driver outside of Mercedes duo Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg to have won a Grand Prix this year. He's taken the checkered flag on 3 occasions and comprehensively outperformed Vettel, who last month announced he would be leaving Red Bull to join Ferrari in 2015.
Daniel's been amazing this year. We knew he was fast, that's why we selected him against, you know, we had a great deal of choice that you know, we could have chosen from for the seat alongside Sebastian. And We picked Daniel because he was a product of the junior team. We could see he was quick. We could see he had got tremendous natural ability. I don't think any of us ever expected him, to hit the level he has so early. It's been a dream start, for Daniel, and in many respects he's very similar to Sebastian. He's got a very warm personality. He's always got a big smile on his face. He enjoys what he does, but behind that is a real steely determination to succeed, and he's a very, very hungry young man.
This season also saw some major regulation changes, and with them came a reshuffle of the pack. Mercedes emerged with the strongest power unit, whilst Red Bull's engine supplier Renault fell behind. The switch from V8 to V6 engines has resulted in a distinctly different soundtrack to Formula One, leading many to suggest that the sport has lost its soul.
Personally, I hate the noise. Correction, I don't hate the noise, I just don't think it's loud enough. And I think that everybody would agree that we need to do something. And there's a very active program to turn the volume back up on these cars. Because I think the noise is a part of the DNA of Formula One. It's the first thing that any newcomer to a race experiences, is the noise that conveys the power, that conveys the energy that a Formula One car has.
In the 10 years since he arrived in Formula One, Horner has become one of the paddock's most established figures and has already enjoyed more success than most team principals do in a lifetime. His managerial prowess prompted Bernie Ecclestone to suggest he'd be a suitable candidate for his job when the 84-year-old steps away from his role as the sport's chief executive. But Horner insists he's fully focused on Red Bull racing and is looking forward to another decade at the pinnacle of motorsport.
I hope that we keep and we stick to the basics of it being man and machine, at the limit, that we don't allow technology to run away too far with us. I think it's important that we protect that Formula One is a sport, but it has to provide an entertainment as well. It has to enthrall the crowd. The crowd need to think that, I can't do that these drivers, and it's all about the drivers, are superheroes.
Subscribe now to our YouTube channel for the very best of Trans World Sports.